Hi, y'all. I'm trying to figure this out. Ooh, moderation. Okay, y'all. I think I am all set. Um, yeah. Okay, let's get started. All right. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's doing fine. I am streaming on a third Tuesday today. I'm actually off from work, which is actually pretty nice. Um, and yeah, I'm going to be streaming um, a little thing that I saw in my little. So at my house, we have, um, excuse me, we have storage containers. We have like 3 or 4 storage containers that we keep. And I actually just, like, one day I decided, you know what, I'm just going to go through all of them. And so I did. Um, and I found this binder. It's behind my computer. This little thing right here. I'm actually going to move the camera this way. Hopefully my computer doesn't shut off because it has been. I almost lost my whole broadcast, and it's just. By the way, I'm streaming on OBS. But I almost lost my whole broadcast. But anyway, I have a binder full of good things um, that I love to show you, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I hope I can get a good angle on this. Let me just push this back, just so I don't press any keys and fuck up something. Um, so we got this. So we're gonna start. I'm just gonna go through like one of these. I'll see if I get anybody. If I don't, then you know. But yeah, I don't want moderation. I'm good. But yeah. So we got this person. I actually um, I fixed the face a little bit. It was kind of too cartoony for me, so I decided to make it with a different style, which is actually really cool. And you're gonna see a lot of these like fingies, um, a lot of these like because I had a particular style of drawing hands, and you're gonna see that a lot. So, and then we got this dude. Um, I think I hated the style because it was like the bodies were too stiff. It was it was really too stiff, and it was just like you know like instead of having it straight like down like this, I would have it like open like this. Um, but and you're gonna see a lot of like thin waists here because I was very abstract in that sense. Um, but if you wanted to know, these pictures are from 2022 to 2023. So I was about 16, 17 years old. And I'm 20 right now. So that's 3 or 4 years ago. Um, and this one was from 23. And yeah, it looks really cool. Um, pen sketches, I would do these type of pen sketches. They were really cool. And like This was before I started doing all the faces and stuff, like actually drawing faces. I was drawing human bodies. It looked pretty cool. Nothing particular about this one. Um, you're gonna see a lot of jagged lines, as you can see. I had to do a lot of jagged lines back in the day. Um, I try to keep it straight, but that's just me. Um, again, the stiff body. I use a lot of shapes. Um, I was so big into like um, not only the neck shadow, but also the weird hair and the different designs for the eyes and stuff. Although there's another problem, like I said, it's too like they're doing like a military pose, and it's like it becomes too stiff, and it doesn't have any movement. Um, but yeah. Um, this one was my youth pastor. Um, for those who don't know, I'm Christian. Um, but my youth pastor I drew him. So this is actually on the Instagram account, which is pretty cool. One day I was just trying to experiment with cartoon characters, and yeah, it was like I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna draw a cartoon character. And I just something just popped in my mind instantly. Some of these drawings, I drew during my piano class because I had nothing to do. So I would just draw characters, put them in my binder, and you know, just add them into it. So ice cream cone. I kind of like this because, um, for those who don't know, I work at the Museum of Ice Cream, so it's just really cool to see um, an ice cream cone. And I actually like the swirl on top of here. That's pretty cool. Um, and yeah, I like the checkered design. The checkered design is really cool. Um, and I just noticed this. It kind of has a like a human figure, which I actually really like. Santa. Um, nothing part spectacular about this, other than the eyes. Before I knew how to draw like realistic eyes and teeth, I would do like a simple outline. So basically, I would just have like teeth, like gums, and then like a line, or no, I would actually draw all the teeth because I didn't know how to draw actual teeth. I saw like a video of someone drawing like those like that like those like creepy pasta teeth, and like I was just like I wanna emulate that, and I couldn't do it. So yeah. The arm's kind of extended out here, which is kind of pissing me off. Um, but other than that, I like my faces. This I want to say that like this binder has told me that I should rework my bodies because if you noticed in the past year or so, I've been drawing I've been drawing just faces because that's the most comfortable I'm with. That's the thing I'm most comfortable with, which is faces. Um, but like everything else, I'm terrible at, like the body, the position. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I don't like the nose. The nose is kind of iffy. I could probably change it to like a droplet or something. I actually like this character. Um, I gave him the Powerpuff Girl like shoes. It was pretty cool. And yes, the waist of a pageant girl, like literally just like thin. Um, that was a big thing I used to do back in the day. Was have the characters have like very thin waists. Um, it was just my style back in the day. um, and the over exaggeration of the eyebrows. Look at the eyebrows. My eyebrows are not this hard, though. Which I actually kind of like because it gives the character. Um, I think the only problem is the one, the proportions, and two, the stiffness that I need to work on. Other than that, it looks pretty cool. Um, Here's another one I used to work on when I was in youth group. Um, so what I would do is I would draw like a simple face, and then I would create an abstract design with it. Um, Even though it doesn't look like a cat, it looks like a demon. It looks really cool. And basically, if you look at these rough edges, these rough lines, I basically just sketched it out like this. And I was actually using circle guidelines. Back when I used to use guidelines. Guidelines are too hard for me, actually. This was an unfinished line from back when, before this, before 2022. I decided to finish it because the design looked pretty cool, and I really wanted to finish it. So I finished it, and it looks pretty cool. I like the fuzzy design on the legs, on the arms. Those look really cool. The eyes, I kind of like the eyes. And yeah, pretty cool. Another one with the cat. So like this drawing, like how I draw a face and an abstract design, I did the same thing with this. Um, so back in the day, before, way before I started drawing like human faces, um, excuse me, I would draw like designs. I would draw like a big, like I would draw like different lines and different circles and stuff like that, and it would be like one continuous design. Um, so before I did that, or so after I did that, I just started to create humans because I was like, let me do something more, you know, not non-abstract, you know. I mean, back in the day, I used to make abstract art into like actual figurative things, but then I stopped. I just stopped because my art decided to expand in the sense that I wanted to draw more bodies than or draw more like characters than actual like abstract art. I still do abstract art here and there, but it's kind of crazy. Anywho, so I did this with the same thing, the same eyes, the same mouth, whatever, and I just drew a design on it. And I gave him eyes for legs because that's really cool. I actually kind of like this one. I like the design of the face, um, and it was just kind of another example of working with like geometrical shapes to make like a really creative character. Um, but yeah, I did not like drawing arms. I hated drawing hands. Sorry, not arms. Hands. I hated drawing hands. So I just give them little stubs because I'm just like I'm not gonna give them. I'm not gonna let them draw like a hand or whatever. But yeah, teeth, eyes. I'm gonna go for the next one because I think my favorite is coming up. It's really cool. Um, same with the other ones. Just made an abstract design, added some like circles. No need to go into detail. It's really cool. I don't know about this one. Um, it's funny I kind of mentioned this one because back in the day I was interested in what was it? Later, like a couple of years later, like 2024-ish, when I was in my art class, I would actually draw like deer. I actually like drawing deer. It's like my favorite thing. because I would make it so abstract, um, and I would like add different designs to it, you know. And it's kind of weird because this is like my kind of my first official attempt at drawing something close to a deer, um, and so yeah, really cool. Face. This is like I actually like kind of like this face because how realistic it looks. Um, One thing to mention, um, I was terrible at my anatomy, so I would have teeth up here at different angles, even though there's like teeth right there. So it was just like like there's teeth right here, teeth right here, teeth right here, and it doesn't make any sense. Um, but if I had it straight, um, and the reason why I did this was because I felt like I didn't want to add too much. I didn't want the mouth to be too much gum, which I agree. Um, but it just kind of looks a little off. Um, but it's kind of a stylistic choice. Um, I think this one, if I'm out to guess, because of how small the strokes are, I'm going to guess that this one was drawn by mechanical pencil, which makes sense because my earlier drawings in this style, were done with. Sorry, I'm checking this one. Were done with mechanical pencil, um, which I actually like because you could do finite details, and like, and it was easy to use. Again, the gum problem, the teeth not matching up. But then again, I'm not like an anatomy's giant. Um, the hair looks cool. Um, I actually like the hands. The hands are pretty cool. Mainly because I would literally just because they don't look bulky. They don't look. I mean, they do look bulky, but they don't look like out of place. And then there's the Powerpuff Girl shoes. Um, Another abstract design. Um, Something I don't like um, is the transition of the body. Like it's one way and then it's another way. Like it doesn't match up. Like it's kind of pissing me off. Um, like if I made these shorts more flappier and then like connect it, then it would be perfect. Um, so another another one of those drawings. I could probably just skip this one. Yeah, I actually like this dude. Um, I was drawing back in the day. I was drawing like troll face teeth. I actually kind of liked it because it was more cartoony at first, and two, I didn't have to go through the trouble of drawing gums on each tooth, and each tooth. I'm not speaking English today. Um, Drawing gums on each tooth, and it was and it was pretty easy. It looks cartoonish, you know. If I haven't mentioned already, what I would do with the eyes, I should have mentioned this like a couple pages ago. Um, but I would take I would take a circle, and oh sorry, let me see. I would take a circle, put two like curls on it, and then like an upper lid or a lower lid. Um, these have lower lids. And I actually kind of like the lower lid on this drawing because it makes it look like he's groggy, like he's just pissed off about everything. And the addition of the hands, which I actually, if you were in person, you would see the guidelines that I had to use for them, which were difficult. Um, and the hands actually match up, so it's not stiff at all. Um, Speaking of troll face, um, I used to draw a lot of drawings with this little puff. It was kind of like another part of my style. Um, if you look at all my art class drawings, that's what they would have. But yeah, well, this arm's too long. This arm's too long. Um, or sorry, this arm's too long. This arm's kind of shorter. I noticed that. Um, and they're way too long. They would go up to here. And I like the elf boots. I really do. Oh, here it is. Here's the girl who started it all. Um, I don't have a name for her. I actually like how it looked. It looks really creepy. Um, but this was drawn with mechanical pencil, and I actually like the boots clicking together. That's actually pretty nice. Um, I like the hands, and everything. And it's, even though it's kind of stiff, it's not too stiff to the point where like it has no character. I think the problem with my drawings of certain characters is that like I did not know how to stylize them as well. So like you know, I'll just have them in a military position, even though it didn't match them at all. And that's the problem. I didn't have enough artistic talent to do that. Because I was used to having them do the army pose, and that's why I like the little noodle arms, because it's like, yeah, it's crazy. The only problem about this drawing, this arm is too fat, um, so it just looks like she has a fat arm and a thin arm. And I mean, you can view it as like a Frankenstein type of situation, but you can also view it, but then again, it doesn't look really good, you know. Other than that, I love everything. It looks creepy. I like this shading and stuff, and so yeah. Cat dude. I love the eyebrows. You know, I like I said, I was a big person on the eyebrows. I enjoy eyebrows. I don't know what went on here. Um, the shoulders are kind of fucked up. Um, but it looks amazing. Ooh, my favorite's next. I love. Okay, here we go. This is my favorite. I'm gonna actually show you, because this is my favorite. Um, this is my favorite out of all of them. I love this drawing. You know why? Because this character actually looks really, really creepy. Um, if you look at it, it looks super creepy. Oh my gosh, like I'm getting chills from just looking at this character. But I'm not even saying that to hyperbole. Like I'm actually like, every time I look at this character, I'm like, whoa, that is creepy. Um, but yeah, I would draw this. I draw the small eyes, eyebrows, and no mouth, no mouth, and it was actually pretty cool. He looks pretty scary. Um, and I just like the thin neck. That makes it creepier. Um, and the circle head. The only problem about this drawing, what the hell is this supposed to? Does he have a hunchback? Is that a hunchback or a backpack? I don't know. I think he has a hunch. But it's creepy. Um, everything is atomically correct. He's got the little fluff. But yeah, this character is really creepy. Um, so maybe I actually am on a Discord for like spooky art. Maybe I'll add that. Yeah, this is really really good. But yeah, this is my favorite drawing out of all of them. I love this one. Not my favorite, because who's gonna beat with this, man? Who's gonna beat with this drawing? This drawing is the best. Like I didn't have that much drawing expertise yet. I could draw a very spooky looking dude, and like, but anyway, I need to stop, glazing that one. As the Gen Z would say. Um, don't like the boobs. It's okay. I would like to say I I'm easier at drawing dudes than I am women, because um the boobs, basically the boobs. Um, I either draw them too fat, or like they look like they're coming out and it didn't look right. Um, now I draw like grandma boobs, because if I have it too big, then it just kind of, they don't look nice. I like the suit. I love I love the realism on the face. Like, this is a person. This looks like a person. Um, So yeah, pretty cool. Next one. Hold on. I just had that. I just realized I had that. Hold on. All right. I think I drew this after a YouTuber. It was like Izzy Is or whatever her name is. Actually, and it looks actually looks pretty cool. Nothing spectacular about this other than, you know,